some guest parking, and there's some closer to the house that we're gonna see as well. More guest parking. This is the house that we're gonna look at, and this is my SUV parked in the driveway so that you guys can see. It's really long enough for about 2 cars side by side. Okay. Guys, so we are gonna head inside. So right next to the front door, you do have a gate entrance to your backyard. So we'll go through the home to see that. But here would be your front screen door, which does lock and deadbolt. Okay, right when you come in, there's gonna be your downstairs half bath immediately to the left. And then this is what you'll see when you walk into the house. Okay, so just to show you floors, you've got ceramic tile in the entryway, and then you've got, looks like luxury vinyl plank flooring. You've got, just from the entryway, 3 different types of flooring, not super unusual, and then you've got carpet going up the stairs, so we'll take a look at that as well. But downstairs half bath. And I've left the front door open. I mean, again, EWA Beach living, but you are gonna hear airplanes during the day going overhead. Now with the door closed, much quieter. And I do have the back sliding door open. All right, so walking in, you've got luxury vinyl plank flooring once again. And zero lot line, which we've looked at before. So your neighbors would have an easement to be able to get into here to access this side of their home. If and when they need to, there's not really a lot going on there that they would need to have access to. But again, very common in these areas, and I know we've seen those in homes before. It's a pretty good space, good layout. You could do an entertainment center TV here on this wall. You could do one here in the corner, or maybe even over this way. Okay, and then dining area. And this is a really good size table for this area. I would say if you have something bigger or like something rectangular, you could bring it out this way as well if you needed to. Just notice there is a transition strip here between the 2 different types of flooring, and it is 2 different types. So it seems like at one point this was probably carpet and a homeowner redid this and the bathroom floors, and then later did this. You almost wouldn't notice, right? But it's just kind of those little details. All right, so we're gonna take a look at the kitchen and then we'll go out to the backyard. But obviously you have an eat-in island here. These are gonna be solid surface countertops. Looks like and feels like corian. GE dishwasher, undermount sink here for you guys. A little bit of open shelving here. your fridge. We have a giant pantry that I'm going to take you in just a moment. And then this is the door to your garage. So this is where you would be coming in. You could easily make this a little drop zone for keys or, you know, bills, anything like that. All right, let's take a look at this pantry. So giant walk-in pantry. And then you've got a sliding pocket door here to hide all of that. Of course, shelving going up pretty high. So you would put the appliances you don't use as often, you could easily stack up here. I see a lot of my clients, they'll put large baskets and things underneath here, and then that's their pullout. So for like potatoes, or if you keep a lot of extra, I don't know, flour or baking goods, and you don't want to use up cabinet space on that, you can always use those here. And then you have some additional storage right over here. All right. So we'll take a look at the garage. So you're gonna have a solar water heater, a little bit of storage here, and then your laundry is gonna be out in the garage. Again, pretty common in Hawaii, just depending on the neighborhood and everything. But this would definitely be a space where, you know, you could build in some cabinetry, maybe a countertop to fold things, etc. And then all of this is going to be your solar system components. And it looks like they've got 2 batteries. So that means if the power goes out, then you've got 2 batteries that have stored up enough energy to continue powering the house for a while. This would be a great spot for a ceiling fan if you guys wanted to add one. Definitely will need to work on the grass a little bit. And then there we go. This is the best part. There's no rear neighbors. And then you can see right along here is the path that the golf carts will travel. Let's go around, we'll take a look at the side yard for you. There we go. All right, let's head inside and we'll take a look at the upstairs. Before we do though, so they've got what looks like some little pavers or cinder blocks rather, and it seems like they probably used them to create a little ramp between the edge of the lanai and the grass. So these would stay, these pavers and things would stay. It looks like they intend to leave the plants. If you guys don't want them, we would just relay that to them. But if you did want to keep this plant holder, the little shelf, we can just write that in and ask them to leave that behind. Okay? All right, so coming on up the stairs, this is your view. right, so as we land at the top of the stairs, this is kind of your flex space here. It would make a great office, library, sitting area. We've got 2 bedrooms and then a bathroom along with a closet down this way. And then to the right, and separate from that, you've got 1 bedroom and the primary or the master bedroom. All right. So just off the top of the stairs, this is going to be our back bedroom, facing, of course, the back of the house. No ceiling fan, but there is, you know, a light fixture already wired in. I know some of the other homes that we've seen haven't even had that. The carpet is in great condition. I know that's probably something you guys would want to replace eventually. But from my perspective, this would be carpet that you could live on if you wanted to for a little while until you move and decide what kind of flooring you want. And it looks like your neighbors are working on a patio extension project over there. Great investment. All right, so closet space. So we are gonna have the mirrored closet doors here. Oopsie, if I can get them open. There we go. Nothing super special here, a smaller closet, but all in all, pretty functional, good sized bedroom. Let's take a look at the primary bedroom. There we go. And this looks to be about a queen size here. So you can see you do have plenty of space to do a king and then 2 nightstands. And then this is the walkability that we've got if you put a dresser along this wall. Okay, so we'll go take a look at the bathroom, and Cassie, I think you're gonna love this closet. So good news is there is a sliding door, okay, between the bedroom and the bathroom, including the sinks. So you do have a double sink here. Lots of storage. And these are the same floors that are downstairs in the kitchen, dining room, and the downstairs bathroom. So in your closet, and I do have it open, so these are gonna be mirrored doors here. Oh, looks like we have a light bulb that's trying to hang on, but let me come show you. This closet is huge. And you have this separate space here. So on this side, you could easily stack shoes. Maybe this would be Pat's uniforms. Could even be extra towels and linens if you guys wanted. But man, this closet is enormous. I do wish that they had done a really great closet system. I know I say that often, but there's just so much floor space in here. That yeah, it would be a great idea to do California closets through Home Depot or something like that. And then these are interconnected. And yeah, if you're seeing the blinking, it's just, we've got a light bulb that's trying to hang on for dear life over there. All right, and then you're gonna have tub shower combo and your toilet over this way. Yep, this is gonna be the original tub and shower. Looks like a different fixture. So then going back out to the main hall. This is looking onto the neighbor's house. And they've already put in a Nest thermostat here. So that's done for you guys. You've got a little hallway here, 2 bedrooms, and then another bathroom, and a nice large closet here as well. Nice big hall closet. We'll take a look at the bathroom first. So this is gonna be single sink, tub shower combo. With a little window for some light. All right, so we'll take a look at the 3rd bedroom here. This window is going to be the front of your house, of course. Looks like we had some kids over the weekend doing some sidewalk chalk out there. So cute. And then here's your closet. All right, and then we'll head into this last bedroom. Let's take a look at our closet. There we go.